On November 29, 2017, the TV world was rocked by a scandal that no one saw coming. Matt Lauer, the trusted face of NBC's Today Show for over 2 decades, was fired after explosive allegations of sexual misconduct. A man known for his charm, professionalism, and morning show camaraderie was suddenly cast in a new, darker light. How did a beloved TV personality's career unravel so quickly? Join us as we dive deep into the shocking details behind Lauer's fall from grace, the impact on NBC, and the cultural shift that followed one of the most dramatic media scandals in recent memory. The allegations, a pattern of misconduct. The accusations that led to Matt Lauer's firing were far from isolated. Initially, a female colleague came forward, alleging that Lauer had engaged in inappropriate behavior during the 2014 Sochi Winter Olympics. She described a situation in which Lauer had coerced her into a sexual encounter while she was working at the event. The woman claimed that the incident was not only unwelcome, but left her feeling humiliated and powerless. But this was just the beginning. NBC's internal investigation uncovered additional disturbing claims from multiple sources. It became evident that this was not an isolated instance, but part of a disturbing pattern of behavior that spanned years. One of the most shocking revelations was a report from Variety magazine, which detailed stories of Lauer allegedly giving a co-worker a sex toy with a note that explained his intentions for how he wanted to use it on her. Another woman came forward with claims that Lauer had exposed himself to her in his office, scolding her when she did not engage in sexual acts. The most chilling and brazen allegation, however, involved Lauer's office, which had a hidden button under his desk that he could press to lock the door from the inside, effectively trapping people in the room with him. This revelation left many wondering whether Lauer had meticulously planned these encounters, using his power and influence to intimidate and control his colleagues. As more details emerged, the public and his former co-workers were forced to reckon with the deeply unsettling truths about a man they had trusted for years. NBC's role in the scandal. Did the network enable him? The fallout from the scandal was swift and severe. NBC made the decision to cancel Lauer's lucrative $20 million per year contract, and his career, once at the top of the television industry, came crashing down in the blink of an eye. However, while Lauer was the central figure in this scandal, the story didn't end there. The questions surrounding NBC's role in allowing such behavior to persist for so long could not be ignored. Many began to wonder if NBC had deliberately turned a blind eye to Lauer's misconduct, protecting him in exchange for the immense ratings and ad revenue he brought in. The network had allowed Lauer to build a brand that was synonymous with trust and professionalism. But behind the scenes, there were troubling reports of misconduct and inappropriate behavior that had allegedly been ignored for years. Some former colleagues and critics even argued that the network's corporate culture had allowed powerful men like Lauer to abuse their positions without consequence. NBC's decision to finally fire Lauer prompted some to question whether the network was attempting to salvage its own reputation after years of enabling him. The broader implications of the scandal touched on the systemic issue of workplace misconduct in the media and entertainment industries, forcing other high-profile media outlets to reevaluate their internal policies and procedures for handling allegations. The public reaction: shock, disbelief, and backlash. The news of Matt Lauer's firing sent shockwaves through the media industry. Viewers who had come to rely on him for years as the trusted face of the Today Show were left in disbelief. How could the charming and smooth-talking morning anchor, known for his warmth and engaging presence, be capable of such reprehensible behavior? Many viewers struggled to reconcile the persona Lauer had cultivated on television with the dark truths that emerged about his private life. To millions, Lauer represented everything that was right about American television: polished, professional, and friendly. But in the days following his firing, as new allegations emerged, viewers' reactions became mixed. While some people expressed outrage over the claims and supported NBC's decision to part ways with Lauer, others felt betrayed. The revelation of his misdeeds forced people to re-examine the integrity of the media figures they had long trusted. What followed was a national conversation about the power dynamics that exist within the workplace, the lengths to which powerful men in media could go to conceal their transgressions, and the broader implications of such scandals on the Not Me Too movement. Many former colleagues of Lauer, including his co-anchors, were left grappling with feelings of confusion, betrayal, and grief. The reaction was not only one of disbelief, but also of deep emotional turmoil for those who had worked closely with him for years. For years, Lauer had been seen as a colleague, a mentor, and a friend. But in the wake of the scandal, many were forced to confront the uncomfortable truth that they had been working alongside someone who had been using his position to take advantage of others. The fall of other media giants, a broader pattern. Matt Lauer's firing was just one chapter in a much larger story of media scandals that plagued high-profile journalists and broadcasters in the years that followed. Lauer's downfall mirrored the experiences of several other prominent figures in the industry, including Charlie Rose, Bill O'Reilly, and Jeffrey Toobin, who all saw their careers come to an abrupt end after allegations of sexual misconduct or inappropriate behavior surfaced. In November 2017, just days after Lauer's firing, Charlie Rose, a respected journalist and longtime host of PBS NewsHour and CBS This Morning, was accused of sexual harassment by 8 women. These women described incidents involving unwanted advances, lewd phone calls, and disturbing encounters in which Rose would walk around naked in front of them. Like Lauer, Rose's career came crashing down overnight, with both CBS and PBS terminating their contracts with him. The fallout from this scandal further highlighted the prevalence of toxic workplace cultures in the media industry and the patterns of behavior that had gone unchecked for far too long. Similarly, Bill O'Reilly, the king of cable news, faced his own scandal in 2017. Accusations of sexual harassment against O'Reilly had been swirling for years, but it wasn't until the New York Times reported that Fox News had paid out millions in settlements to silence victims that O'Reilly's position became untenable. Advertisers quickly pulled their ads from the O'Reilly factor, and the pressure mounted for Fox News to sever ties with its biggest star. Within weeks, O'Reilly was fired, marking the end of a career that had made him one of the most powerful figures in American television. The wave of media scandals did not stop there. In 2021, CNN's Chris Cuomo found himself at the center of a controversy after it was revealed that he had used his journalistic connections to help his brother, former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, handle a sexual harassment scandal. Chris's behavior crossed an ethical line, and after an internal investigation, CNN fired him and cancelled his top-rated show. The scandal further demonstrated the complex intersection of personal loyalty and professional integrity, with the public quickly turning against Cuomo when the full extent of his actions came to light. The broader impact on the media landscape. The scandals surrounding Matt Lauer, Charlie Rose, Bill O'Reilly, and others shook the foundations of American media and led to a much-needed reckoning within the industry. For years, the media industry had been a place where powerful figures were often allowed to operate above the law, shielded by their fame, influence, and wealth. But these high-profile cases of misconduct forced the public and the media to confront the pervasive issues of workplace harassment, abuse of power, and systemic inequality. In the wake of these scandals, media organizations were forced to reconsider their approach to handling allegations of misconduct. Networks and publications implemented stricter policies, revamped internal procedures for investigating complaints, and pledged to foster safer, more inclusive work environments. The media's complicity in enabling powerful figures to act with impunity came under intense scrutiny, and the pressure to hold perpetrators accountable became a focal point for advocates of the Me Too movement. As the dust settled on these high-profile scandals, it became clear that the reckoning in the media industry was far from over. The fallout from Matt Lauer's firing and other similar cases served as a wake-up call to the broader industry, showing that no one was immune from accountability, regardless of their fame or influence. The scandals not only left lasting scars on the careers of those involved, but also brought to light the deeply ingrained power structures that allowed such behavior to persist unchecked for so long. The shifting landscape of media scandals, from major falls to swift exits. Over the years, the media industry has witnessed the swift and dramatic fall of numerous high-profile figures whose careers were once built on a foundation of trust, charisma, and widespread acclaim. From shocking scandals involving harassment and inappropriate behavior to public gaffes and controversial remarks, these incidents have shaped not only the careers of those involved, but also the broader landscape of media accountability. This narrative explores the falls from grace of key figures like Eric Bolling, Tucker Carlson, Roseanne Barr, Dan Rather, Brian Williams, AJ Clemente, and Megyn Kelly, offering insights into how their controversies unfolded and the consequences they faced. While these events vary in their specifics, they share one common thread: a reckoning with the power dynamics of media, a shift in public expectations, and the media's evolving approach to accountability. Eric Bolling's career collapse at Fox News. In August 2017, Fox News was already reeling from high-profile scandals involving its top figures: Roger Ailes, the network's former chairman and CEO, and Bill O'Reilly, the top-rated host of The O'Reilly Factor. Both men had been accused of sexual harassment, with Ailes's fall from grace being particularly dramatic, leading to his ousting from the network. The subsequent departure of O'Reilly, after similar accusations and the settlement of several harassment claims, left Fox News grappling with a tarnished reputation. The network, at the time, was already on high alert for any further allegations, eager to protect its image. It was against this backdrop that Eric Bolling, another prominent Fox News host, found himself embroiled in a scandal. On August 5, 2017, HuffPost reported that Bolling had sent explicit photos of male genitalia to at least 3 female colleagues. The allegations were shocking, not just because of their explicit nature, but also because Bolling had been a respected host of The Specialists, a popular show on Fox News. The timing of the report could not have been worse for the network, already struggling with the public fallout from its previous scandals. Fox News acted swiftly, suspending Bolling the same day and launching an internal investigation into the matter. By September 8, 2017, just over a month after the story broke, Fox News made the decision to cancel Bolling's show, The Specialists, effectively ending his career at the network. This quick response was an attempt by Fox to repair its public image and demonstrate that it was taking such allegations seriously. While the network had been slow to act in the past, the swift decision to part ways with Bolling signaled a shift in Fox News's approach to handling internal misconduct, especially in the wake of its previous scandals. Nevertheless, Bolling's fall from grace was a reminder that even in a network known for its bold personalities and strong opinions, no one was immune from consequences when allegations of misconduct surfaced. Roseanne Barr's Fall from grace, a racist tweet that cost millions in 2018. Roseanne Barr, the comedian and actress known for her iconic role on the hit TV series Roseanne, experienced a career collapse that shocked the entertainment world. At the time, Roseanne had been rebooted and was enjoying enormous success. The premiere episode of the series revival had drawn 18 million viewers, making it ABC's most watched show of the year. But just a few months into the reboot's success, Barr's career came to an abrupt halt when she posted a racist tweet on May 29, 2018. The tweet in question compared Valerie Jarrett, a former advisor to President Obama, to an ape. The offensive nature of the comment sparked immediate backlash across social media, as the tweet was widely seen as a racially insensitive attack. Within hours, ABC's president called the tweet abhorrent, and the network made the unprecedented decision to cancel Roseanne in response to the public outcry. This was a remarkable turn of events for a show that had been a ratings juggernaut and was widely considered to be one of the network's flagship programs. Barr attempted to defend her tweet, claiming that she had been under the influence of the sleep medication Ambien at the time, suggesting that the drug had caused her to act irrationally. The makers of Ambien quickly responded, stating that racism was not a side effect of the medication. Barr's defense fell on deaf ears, and the cancellation of Roseanne led to significant financial losses for ABC, including millions in lost ad revenue. The controversy also sparked a broader debate about accountability in entertainment and media. Supporters of Barr argued that other comedians and public figures had made similarly offensive remarks without facing such drastic consequences. However, many others, including Barr's co-stars on Roseanne, agreed with ABC's decision, recognizing that the tweet was indefensible. The controversy surrounding Barr's tweet not only cost her the show, but also irreparably damaged her reputation, making it difficult for her to reclaim her place in the entertainment industry. The fall of Dan. Rather, the fallout from Rathergate. Dan Rather, one of the most respected journalists of his generation, experienced a major career setback in 2004 that would ultimately end his tenure at CBS News. Rather, who had anchored CBS Evening News for decades, found himself at the center of a controversy that would tarnish his legacy. The scandal began on September 8, 2004, when 60 Minutes aired a report questioning President George W. Bush's military service in the Texas Air National Guard during the Vietnam War. The report, which was based on documents that allegedly showed preferential treatment for Bush, quickly became the subject of intense scrutiny. Soon after the broadcast, critics began pointing out anomalies in the documents. Experts questioned the authenticity of the papers, noting that the formatting and typography appeared inconsistent with the technology of the 1970s. CBS initially defended the report and Rather stood by it, but as the controversy deepened, the network was forced to admit that it could not verify the document's authenticity. On September 20, 2004, CBS retracted the story and issued an apology. The fallout was swift. CBS launched an internal investigation into the incident, and by January 2005, a report revealed that several producers had made significant errors in their handling of the story. 4 producers lost their jobs, and the scandal, which became known as Rathergate, irreparably damaged Rather's reputation. In November 2004, Rather announced that he would step down as anchor of CBS Evening News in March 2005, although he denied that the controversy played a role in his decision. Even after leaving his anchor position, Rather continued to face challenges. In 2006, CBS chose not to renew his contract, effectively ending his relationship with the network after more than 40 years. rather expressed his frustration with CBS's decision, stating that the network had not allowed him to pursue meaningful work in his later years. His exit from CBS marked the end of a distinguished career that had once made him a household name. Brian Williams, from superstar anchor to embattled figure. In 2015, Brian Williams, the longtime anchor of NBC Nightly News, experienced a dramatic fall from grace that shocked the media world. Williams had been one of the most trusted figures in American journalism, leading NBC's flagship news program for over a decade. However, his credibility came into question when he was caught exaggerating a story about his time in Iraq during the 2003 invasion. Williams had previously claimed that his helicopter was hit by a rocket-propelled grenade while covering the Iraq War. Veterans who had been with him quickly pointed out that Williams's helicopter had not been hit. Instead, another helicopter ahead of his had taken the damage. As the story unraveled, it became clear that Williams had embellished other details over the years, including his accounts of Hurricane Katrina. The scandal prompted NBC to suspend Williams for 6 months without pay. When he returned to the network, he was reassigned to a smaller role at MSNBC as a breaking news anchor. The demotion was a stark contrast to his former position as the most watched news anchor in the country, and it marked a dramatic shift in his once stellar career. A.J. Clemente, the unfortunate start of a news career. For some media figures, a career collapse happens at the very start. A.J. Clemente, a young news anchor in North Dakota, experienced a moment of embarrassment that would lead to his firing just hours into his first day on the job. On April 21, 2013, Clemente was preparing for his first live broadcast when, unbeknownst to him, his microphone was still on. In a moment of nervousness, he accidentally uttered an expletive live on air, which was heard by viewers. The incident, which was quickly shared across social media, went viral and turned Clemente into an internet sensation. The station initially suspended him, but the next day they made the decision to fire him. The harsh punishment sparked a wave of sympathy for Clemente, and many viewers began to campaign for his reinstatement. Despite the support, the station stood by its decision, and Clemente's brief career in broadcasting ended just as quickly as it began. However, the exposure he gained from the incident eventually opened doors for him in the media world, allowing him to make appearances on national talk shows and use the experience as a stepping stone in his career. Megyn Kelly, a controversial exit from NBC. Megyn Kelly, a former Fox News anchor who made the move to NBC in 2017, also faced a dramatic fall from grace in 2018. Kelly, known for her combative interviewing style and her strong conservative opinions, sparked major backlash when, during a segment about Halloween costumes, she defended the use of blackface. Kelly's comments were widely criticized as tone-deaf and racially insensitive, with many accusing her of minimizing the harm caused by the practice. Within 2 days of the controversial segment, Kelly's show was cancelled and she was taken off the air. NBC condemned her remarks and made it clear that they would no longer tolerate such views on their network. Despite her firing, Kelly walked away with a massive payout, reportedly worth $69 million, as part of the terms of her contract. The controversy marked the end of her brief tenure at NBC, but it also served as a reminder of the shifting boundaries of acceptable discourse in the media industry.